Alright guys, get ready for tonight's video because here's all the news that's fit to print. First of all, you guys are going to notice that I took down my video related to the Brett Keane versus Tommy from the Bronx drama. Why did I do this? Because both men requested that I do so, and I think that's totally reasonable. Now, if somebody else downloaded that video and re-uploaded it and mirrored it, then, you know, I don't have any control over that. But, you know, the way I feel about it is if these guys squash the beef and they're going to act cool, then why should I leave that video up? That would be an asshole thing to do, so I'm not going to. And, you know, I saw a lot of comments on the video of people saying, don't delete it. Oh, the record. You know, because they saw what I put in the description that said, if these guys take their drama videos down, then I'm going to take this one too. And people didn't like that. Well, why would you guys want that video to stay up? Oh, right, because you're assholes that just want to watch a train wreck, right? That's all it's about. It's not like it was a valuable contribution to the intellectual discourse here. It had no real value as a video. It wasn't like something that I put a lot of intellectual effort into. I was trying to get two of my friends to stop being dicks, and they have stopped being dicks. So I'm not going to be the one that acts like a dick and leaves the video up. The video came down. There you go. It's fucking down. Deal with it. Now lately I've been shocking my minuscule YouTube audience by doing all kinds of things and making all kinds of decisions that you guys never thought I would. You know, like converting to Christianity, like admitting all of this fucked up stuff about my past and things I've done and that a lot of you haven't expected, exhibiting tendencies, I guess, that you didn't know I had. So yeah, it's a period of shock and awe and crazy changes that you guys didn't see coming. Well, fine, sure, whatever. And the title of this video, I'm sure, is really going to blow people away, because it's like, whoa, Fakesagan, you're going to start e-begging? We all know your opinion about that. You've talked about it so many times. You've said how you hate it and how you're never going to do it. Well, yeah, that's true. And, you know, when Brett Keane interviewed me, he asked questions about it. You know, I'm not sure if we actually discussed it in his interview of me, or if it was my interview of him that we had this whole conversation. But in one of the interviews, you know, I made my position clear that I feel that you know, if you're making any kind of money off expressing your views here on YouTube, then that kind of taints your credibility, because, you know, there's going to be this natural tendency that, well, if I know I say something that people like and people want to hear, then I'm going to get more views and more subs and hence more e-begging money. Whereas if I say my real opinion and tell the truth, then, you know, people might unsub, they might not watch, and the freaking contributions or whatever it is that you're getting might start to dry up. So it puts this motivation on people who do it to want to lie. And that's why I've never done it, because I like to maintain integrity here on YouTube. And it's, you know, it's not like I never e-begged. I mean, I think way back when, in like 2008, 2009, somewhere around then, I did this fundraise drive to try to make money to get a new computer so that I could make better YouTube videos. And that failed. Like, I ended up only making like $200 and something. And you know, you can't get a computer for that. You can't even get like a shitty Walmart computer for that. So I can't remember what I ended up actually spending the money on. Probably food, probably gas, shit like that. But I never got enough to do what I wanted to do. Now, as everybody and their brother and their cousin and their aunt and the ugly one in the back knows, Recently, I announced my retirement from YouTube and said that I was going to stop doing this. And, you know, clearly I am still doing it, so a lot of people are thinking, oh, that was just a ruse, that was just a publicity stunt or a hoax. Well, I'm going to ask you guys to apply a little bit of simple reasoning and logic to this, okay? If it was just a ruse or a publicity stunt, how much sense would it make for me to nuke a YouTube channel that had 2,200 subscriptions and then open a new one, and currently I'm not even up to 200 subs yet? I mean, I'm sure I will get there. I'm up to like 100 and something. I don't even know what it's at. When I left for work, it was at like 130, 140, something like that, and it's heading up pretty quick. So I'm sure like by the end of the month I'll be up to like 500 or something like that. But the point is, you know, if you're going to do a publicity stunt, I would think that the object of that would be to get more attention, more views, and more subscriptions, not less. So, you know, I mean, the fact is, everything I said when I talked about wanting to leave YouTube was the truth. And the reasons that I gave for why I was considering doing it were the truth. And to anybody who doesn't remember what those reasons are, let me state them again. It's because no matter what I talk about in my YouTube videos, even if it's the most sober, logical, reasonable claim that a person could make, 90% of my viewing audience is like, oh, you're lying. Oh, it's really the exact opposite. Oh, secretly you really think this. We don't believe you. And, you know, as I stated in the video, well, the videos that I made about leaving, what I recall saying is that, like, you know, if you're not collecting ad revenue and you're not e-begging with a Patreon account or a GoFundMe or something like that, then it's like the only motivation you have to make YouTube videos is the hope that, you know, what you're saying is going to reach people and influence people, and they're going to believe you and take your ideas seriously. And if everybody and their brother and the ugly one in the back thinks that I'm a liar and everything I say is false, then it's like, what motivation do I really have to waste my time doing this? You know, I mean, be real. Like, put yourself in my position, okay? Like, imagine that you're me and you're the one making YouTube videos. You know, why would you do it? Because the fact is, you, like, if I had a YouTube account and there was just 0 subscribers, like there was not a single person subbed to my channel and watching my shit, I wouldn't keep just doing it. I would fucking go find something else to do. I would be like, well, shit, I guess I'll go read a book or watch a movie or fucking play guitar or just do something else. Like, why would I talk to myself and just bang my head against a wall and whistle into the wind and fucking declaim into the void and tell people about my ideas and thoughts when nobody believes that they really are my ideas and thoughts, and everybody just thinks it's all a ruse or a hoax or whatever. It's like, well, fuck you then. Then why should I talk to you? Like, what am I even doing here? And I guess what's happened is all the puzzle pieces have finally clicked into place for me, and I've kind of realized, well, shit. You know, everybody says they don't want me to leave. Like, my whole audience had a fit when I talked about leaving, and they were like, no, don't leave. We love your videos, Fakesagan. Don't stop making them. It's so great having you here on YouTube. And honestly, I'm scratching my head trying to figure out why. Because, like, if you guys think everything I say is a lie and everything I say is fucking disingenuous, then why do you want me to stay? What do you get out of this? Do you guys just like my voice that much? You just like hearing me go blah 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 blah. I mean, I guess that's all it fucking is like you guys just want to hear me talk. I don't know. I can't get inside my audience's head. I used to think I had that power, but clearly I fucking don't. I don't understand you people a damn bit. But like I said, the puzzle pieces have finally fallen into place, and I've realized that, you know, okay, if I'm not going to be taken seriously and nobody's ever going to believe that my thoughts are my own and it's all just some big fucking psyop experiment to troll and ruse people, well, okay, then I guess that my motivation for making YouTube videos should be to make money. Like, I've got to have some reason to do this. I have to have some kind of incentive for making these videos. Otherwise, I really am gonna fucking leave and stop doing it, because why wouldn't I? I mean, really, like, you know, this is a lot of work, whether you guys believe it or not. It takes effort to make these videos. It takes mental effort, at the very least. And why would I do work from which I get no kind of benefit and I derive no sort of reward? I mean, it's like, I already have a job. It pays $9 an hour. And believe it or not, making these YouTube videos is harder than my fucking job. At least mentally. I mean, not physically, certainly, but you know, it's work to do this. So what fruit am I reaping from the work of making YouTube videos if it's not being taken seriously and being listened to and influencing someone's thoughts and ideas, which I clearly don't? Then I better at least be making some damn money off this shit so I can fucking help myself make ends meet, which anybody who is paying attention knows I have a real hard time doing. Now, there's two reasons why I've never been somebody that wanted to e-beg on YouTube, and here's what those two reasons are. Number one, it's the reason that I've already stated, where I feel that it taints the integrity of the message. But for reasons I've also already stated, clearly that's no longer a motivation for me, since nobody fucking listens to me. But the other reason why is because I had too much pride. Like, I don't want to be an e-beggar. Even if, you know, and I feel like even when you get to the level of somebody like TJ or Sexy Phil or PewDiePie and like it sort of looks prestigious what you're doing, it really isn't. You're still fucking begging. You might as well be on the side of the road with a fucking cardboard sign, like, you know, Vietnam vet, we'll work for food. I mean, that is what you're doing. You're taking fucking people's money, and you're not really... And, you know, I mean, the shit fucking TJ said in his... Not to veer into drama here, but whatever. The shit fucking TJ said in his interview with Brett was so self-contradictory. Because, on the one hand, he's like, oh, well, I'm a producer of content. I make something of value to people, and I sell it. So it's not like I'm just... a guy on Wall Street that's making money by just moving numbers around and they don't really produce anything. But then in the same interview, Brett asks him, well, what would you do if you lost your relevance on YouTube and you got washed up and people stopped watching your shit? And he's like, oh, well, hopefully by then I'll have made enough money that I can have a solid investment portfolio so that I can keep supporting myself without making YouTube videos. So it's like... So on the one hand, he's like, yeah, I produce something of value. I'm not just making money by moving numbers around, but I'm only producing something of value until I have enough money to start making money by moving numbers around and just basically joining that investment class where your money works for you and you just get money because you have money, and the money you have makes more money, so you can sit on your ass and not do anything. And, you know, when he gets to that point, when he has a big solid investment portfolio and he's getting dividends and returns, like, I don't know if he'll stop making YouTube videos, because he probably, I mean, I know him well enough to know that he just enjoys being famous and being, like, taken seriously and shit. But he might. I mean, he might just stop making YouTube videos at that point. He might just be like, well, fuck you guys, I'm rich. Bitch, motherfucker, I'm rich. I'm out of here. Peace. I wouldn't be surprised a damn bit if that happened. But yeah, when it comes to that issue of personal pride and not wanting to accept, like, help or donations from anybody, you know, that was then when I was an atheist. I'm a Christian now, and that changes a lot of things, because pride like that is a sin. It's a sin to be like too good to take help from somebody. And frankly, you know, in my real life, that's exactly what I do. I mean, once a month I go to a food bank and I fucking load up with shit, and it's never enough to last me the whole month. I mean, like, most days out of the month, I only eat one meal a day because that's all I can fucking afford. And, like, sometimes I just go hungry because I have to do it. Like, I don't have a choice. And, you know, like, back in the day, I fucking had EBT and food stamps and shit. But I don't qualify for that because I'm too rich. Because I make $9 an hour and I fucking work 40 hours a week. So you don't qualify for that. And by the way, like, that's another thing, is all these people on the internet that are saying, oh, look at these broke lower class morons that are voting for Trump. Trump is only going to make you broker than you already are. Listen, no president in recent memory, because I'm a poor guy and I know what I'm talking about, no president has taken a bigger hit on the poor than Barack Obama. This guy fucked our shit up because he took away EBT from us. That was like what most poor people like me use to make ends meet. It's like you get this card, and once a month the government puts some money on it, and you can go to the fucking grocery store and get fucking food. You can get like bags of rice and milk and shit like that. And now we can't do that anymore because Obama fucking made the requirements much more strict, to where there's practically no, like, I don't even understand who still qualifies for EBT. I don't know who these people are, because I don't get it. Because if you have any kind of job at all and you're even making shit minimum wage, they consider that you're too rich and you don't qualify. And it's like the only way to qualify would be to quit your job and just start being a total bum. And if you do that, well, it's like, well, how do you pay rent? How do you pay your auto insurance? How do you do shit like that? You can't. And now they have this thing where it's like, to qualify for EBT, you've got to like do this job search requirement where you go to this social services office, and it's like they have these jobs that they want to make you look for and get. But the catch-22 is that those jobs are shittier than the one you already have. It's like, if I was to do that, if I was to go and try to meet the qualifications to get EBT, then they would throw one of these jobs at me, and it would be like $8 an hour, and I'd probably only get 30 hours a fucking month. And that's not, I mean, the thing is, like, you know, I make $9 an hour, sure. Yeah, sure I do, and that's low. But at the same time, you know, I average like between 40 and 60 hours a week, depending on the week. I mean, some weeks are better than others. You know, I might get 40 hours here, I might get 60 hours here, and then it's like, you know, if I get a lot of hours, then it's a good month and my bills get paid. If I don't, then it's a bad month. And this by the way is a bad month. Like, I've got a fucking auto insurance bill that's due in a week that I can't pay because it's like $100 more than I have. And once that comes due and that shit gets cut off, then, you know, the pigs are going to start fucking with me. And they're going to pull me over on my way to work and hit me with a $300 ticket for driving uninsured. And then it's like I'm even more broke than I was to begin with, and I'm even more fucked. Now, one of the things that Gary and Mendham said in one of his recent videos about the subject of Donald Trump is, he's like, oh, these Trump voters are idiots. Like, they think he's going to give them jobs. Like, oh, he's going to give me a good job. Brr, 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 brr. Well, if there is even a slight chance that Trump is going to give me a good jobby, then yeah, it was worth it to vote for him. And there's every evidence, by my opinion, that that's already kind of looking like it's going to happen. Because a number of large U.S. corporations have already announced that they're going to bring manufacturing back to the States. For example, Apple said that they're going to start manufacturing the iPhones back in the United States again, instead of China or the Philippines or wherever the fuck they're doing it now. So I see every reason to believe that's going to happen. But the point I'm trying to make is, as far as people saying like, oh, these poor lower class idiots voting for Trump, he's only going to make you broker. Nobody fucking took a bigger hit on the poor than the Democrats. Obama fucked our shit sideways. We are bleeding from every orifice thanks to this guy. Now, some of you are probably wondering at this point, if you're so broke and your situation is so desperate, why did you take $1,000 of Bitcoin and give it to Jesus Freak for his daughter Stephanie? Well, look, I was thinking about using that Bitcoin money to spend it on Amazon gift credit and get myself a new smartphone, because the lower mid level tier smartphone that I have is 6 years old and it fucking sucks, and it can't even run JavaScript on web pages, so I can't do much internet shit when I'm out and about, and the screen is cracked, and fucking the worst thing is, if I try to record a video with it that's longer than 5 minutes long, then the sound and the picture goes out of sync. That's why I wore a bandana over my mouth when I was making videos with that phone, so you couldn't see how out of sync it was. And I was gonna take that Bitcoin and get like a kick-ass new smartphone, and I was actually gonna use that phone to like start making YouTube videos. But then I found out like, oh, my old enemy has a kid with health problems. Like, you know, so what am I gonna do? Like, get a fucking kick-ass smartphone for myself instead of doing that? Like, what kind of fucking sick fuck would do that? I mean, like, I have to be able to look at myself in the mirror, even if everybody else thinks that I'm a scumbag. Like, I can't think that I'm a scumbag and be okay with that. Like, times like that, you have to do what you have to do, and I stand by the choice. I mean, I would much rather know that Stephanie is okay than have some slick phone that, you know, the one I was actually looking at was like the Cat S60, because it's like this new smartphone by Caterpillar that has like a FLIR camera in it, so you can get thermal imaging vision like the Predator and shit like that. And you know, I was like, I was spending weeks and weeks looking at smartphones, and that was the one I decided on. I was like, man, this is gonna be kick-ass, because I can take it anywhere, and I can freaking make GoPro type outdoorsy kind of videos and put them on YouTube, and like take it swimming underwater and make cool shit. But then, you know, the Stephanie thing went down, and I was like, well, fuck, like yeah, let me just spend fucking Bitcoins on luxury for myself when somebody is in poor health. Yeah, that's just great. So I didn't do it. I mean, and that's what it is, and that's what it comes down to. But if anybody thinks I'm secretly rich and I'm like Bitcoin rich and I've got millions of dollars in Bitcoin, like, I don't. That was all I had. It's gone. I really do drive a fucking 10-year-old pickup truck with like a missing door handle, so I gotta push it open from the other side. I mean, all that shit is true. So yeah, like, it is what it is when it comes to that. And a few days ago, I think it was almost a week ago, I was talking to Tommy from the Bronx on my shitty phone, and he asked me, hey, how come you're making these audio-only videos? How come you don't ever make videos where we could see you anymore? And I said, Tommy, brother, like, I can't afford to fucking go to Walmart and get a $20 webcam. I don't have the money. And, you know, I can make videos with my phone, but like I said, the sound and picture goes out of sync, and it sucks. So I'd rather just make a good quality audio video than a shit quality video. And at that point, Tommy made an offer to me. He was like, well, I've got two webcams. I've got this new, better one that I use, but I have an old one, and I can send it to you. And I was like, no, man, I know you're not exactly rich yourself. I don't want to take your freaking webcam. And he said, well, I've also got this old laptop I could give you, because I've got two laptops. I use my newer one, and I've got this older one, but it's still pretty good, and I could send that in the mail to you. And I was like, no, Tommy, man, I don't want to take your shit, dude. I don't want you to send me your stuff just because I'm broke and I don't have it. Like, I don't think poor people should be taken from other poor people. I mean, like, sometimes we have to, sure. Yeah, and I do agree with what Brett Keane said when he was talking about the Stephanie situation, and he said the reason why guys like me and him gave so much is because when you're poor and you've been through hard situations where you had to go without, it makes you identify with other people that are in that situation. So you do what you have to do. And that kind of is what it comes down to, because especially when it comes to medical issues, guys, I think I talked about the fact that a couple years ago I came close to death. I haven't gone into that. I'm not going to really go super into it in this video either. But the bottom line is, I have literally had doctors in hospitals look me in the face, look me dead in the eye, and say, you're not worth it. Like, this treatment costs too much money, and we just are not going to spend it on you. So good luck, have a nice day, and by the way, sign here because my time is valuable and you're going to have to pay for this visit. That happened to me, and it wasn't the first time. That's happened to me a couple of times. So if anybody's wondering, like, well, why are you even still alive, Fakesagan? You tell me. I mean, God, luck, I fucking beat the odds. It happens. Like, I'm still here. I don't know. But the point is, like, I totally identify and understand what it's like to need medical treatment and not be able to afford it. So with the Stephanie thing, I thought about, like, what it was like when I was in high school and the social pressure and how important sex is and how you want to feel normal. And I thought about all the times when I've needed medical care and the hospital pretty much told me to go fuck myself. And I was like, no, that's not going to happen to a kid of somebody who I know on my watch. Like, fuck no. I'm not going to let that happen. So times like that, you got to dig deep and do what you got to do. And that's all it is. But when it comes to e-begging, I look around at the people on YouTube who are doing this. And of course there are exceptions to this. There's people who e-beg because they need it. But most of the people that are doing this, like most of the people that have Patreons and stuff like that, it's like they don't want for anything. These people are set. They're set up living high off the hog. And they're fucking doing it, so, like, why should my destitute ass not do it? Like, I actually fucking need help. And as far as pride goes, like I said, I mean, that's of the devil. It's about you having a big ego and oh, I don't need nobody. I got this covered. Well, the truth is I don't have shit covered. And fucking, I might not be willing to let Tommy send me his shit because he's my friend. And I know, like, he's not really, I don't want to insult him. I don't want to say he's not in a position to do it, but, like, he's so nice and so generous that he'll just fucking give you the shirt off his back. And I don't want to take the shirt off somebody's back. But as far as my audience goes, like, I'll fucking take your guys' money. I mean, you guys aren't even my fucking friends. You're always treating me like shit anyway, so what the fuck do I care? If you're willing to fucking help my ass out because you'll get more YouTube videos and better content, which you will, and I guarantee when I do start e-begging, like, the very first thing I'm going to spend money on is a fucking webcam. I'm going to go to Walmart and get a fucking webcam. And then start making videos again that are videos instead of this audio shit. So the point is, yeah, I'm going to start doing that. And as far as like damaging my brand or hurting like the integrity of my message or anything, like clearly my brand is as damaged as it's going to get. And I don't have any integrity to defend since everything I say is a big ruse and a big lie and a big put on. So who am I carrying this integrity for? Like, who the fuck cares if I start to e-beg? So okay, Fakesagan, now that you've announced that you're going to start e-begging, what kind of e-begging are you going to do? What kind of e-begging are you definitely not going to do? And how come you haven't started doing it already? How come there's not a link down in the video description to some kind of thing for people to contribute to? Now I'm going to answer all those questions. What kind of e-begging am I going to do? Well, I'm going to accept voluntary donations from people. Like, I'm probably going to set up some kind of Patreon, some kind of fucking GoFuckMe, some kind of, maybe I'll put like my Bitcoin address so people can send me those or something like that. Because I could use Bitcoins to go on Amazon and buy webcams and stuff like that, and then start making, you know, better video. Like, that won't help me out with food and freaking gas and like paying my bills, but it'll at least make my YouTube videos better. And if I manage to stay off the street, you guys will get some kick-ass video content, so that'll be good. Now, what kind of e-begging am I definitely not going to do? YouTube partnership. That ain't gonna happen. Ain't no ads going on my fucking shit. And that's the bottom line, and on that I will not bend. And there's multiple reasons why, and I'm going to explain what those are right now. Number one, I hate Google. Simple reason, and there it is. That's all the real reason I need. Number two is because I know people don't want to see annoying ads pop up when they watch one of my videos, because I hate that shit when I'm watching a YouTube video. There's nothing worse than when you're getting ready to watch a video and some stupid fucking commercial starts and you gotta wait like 20 seconds or whatever before you can hit the skip button and just watch what you want to watch. And nobody wants to put up with that, and I don't want that on my videos, even if I wasn't concerned with people putting up with stuff, because of the fear that I'm afraid people will just click away from the video. They'll be like, oh, well, I don't want to watch this ad, so shit, I guess I'll just go watch something else that's ad-free, and then they won't hear my stuff, and I don't want that to happen. And the final and most important reason why I'm not going to take YouTube partnership is because when you become a YouTube partner and you join that program, they put down additional rules on you. It's like the copyright requirements get stricter to where if you even use a slight sound clip of like a song or a piece of a movie or some picture that's copyrighted, then they'll take it down because you're breaking the rules of partnership, where it has to be 100% original content or whatever, and I don't want to do that. And also, like, I'm not sure about this, but I'm pretty reasonably sure that they actually start censoring you more. It's like if you're a YouTube partner, then there's stuff that you just can't get away with saying, and you have to kind of keep it tame and keep it like within the bounds of what they consider acceptable speech, because they're paying you and they make the rules, and I'm not letting anybody fucking tell me what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say. So YouTube partnership is right out. So if you're going to take donations from people, like voluntary donations, if somebody wants to give you something, then how come you're not doing it already? How come there's not a link in your description to like a Patreon or a GoFuckMe? Quite simply because in order for me to collect those donations and get the money out of the Patreon or get the money out of the GoFuckMe, I would have to have a bank account connected to it. And I don't qualify for a bank account. The Jews won't give me one because I'm in that check system thing, which if you're rich, you probably don't even know what that is. It's Chex, like Chex Party Mix, like Chex Snack Mix, like CHEX check systems, and this is basically a thing where all of the banks are colluding with one another, and if you owe money to one bank, then it's like no other bank in the whole world will ever let you open an account again. So why do you owe money to a bank? Did you overdraft your account or not pay your balance or some shit like that? No, it's actually much shittier and stupider than that. It's because the last time I went through a move and I was relocating to a new place, I had a bank account and I had sufficient funds in it. And then while I was literally in the process of moving, like all of my stuff is packed in my truck and I'm on the road like Jack Kerouac, my bank got bought out by another bank. And the new bank that then was the one that had control over my account, they had different rules. And it's like they had all these stupid ass fees, like inactivity fees and fucking minimum account balance fees. And then all of a sudden, you know, my bank account is like in the negative by hundreds of dollars. And they're like, oh, guess what? You owe us a bunch of money, Mr. Poor Guy. And I'm like, fuck you, no I don't. I don't owe you guys shit. Like, I had a contract that I signed with my bank when I created an account that didn't have these stupid ass fees. And now you're telling me just because your bank got bought by another bank that all of a sudden I'm subject to these fees and you guys expect me to pay this shit? Like, yeah, hold your breath until you turn blue. Fucking, you know, hope for that money with one hand and poop in the other hand and see which one piles up first, because you ain't getting it. So that's what it comes down to is like, I can't really start e-begging yet because I haven't figured out how to do it. Now, if it was a deal where, you know, Patreon will just, like, send you a check in the mail, and you can just, like, go to Walmart and cash the check or something like that, then I would do that. And if that is how it works, then, you know, maybe I'll start doing that, like, right away. But honestly, I don't know how these things work because I've never e-begged before, so I don't understand it, like... But the point is, like, I'm going to be researching how to do this, and in the very near future, yeah, like, I'm going to start e-begging, because, fuck it, like, I need stuff. I mean, my videos fucking suck. You guys can't even see my face. You can't see my mouth moving when I talk. That's not even YouTube. This might as well be a fucking podcast. It's stupid. Like, what am I doing here? So I feel like, I mean, like, it used to be the fact that I felt like if I was e-begging and taking donations, that would be me, like, punishing my audience and doing a disservice to my audience. But at this point, now in 2016, I kind of feel like it's the opposite. Like, I kind of feel like I'm doing a big disservice to my audience by being too proud to accept help from anybody, because now you guys have to deal with all these shit videos that aren't as good as they could be. If I had a halfway decent computer and a fucking cheap-ass little webcam. So, yeah. I mean, bottom line is, in the very near future, the Fakesagan is going to become an e-beggar. So, look forward to that. And, yup. That's all the news that's fit to print. Keep it fake.